If you are watching this brief video, you are already familiar with the Quizify ER Sticker Shock Prevent Consent, the 29 words that appear on your Quizify to go on your phone and will be geofenced so that when you show up in the ER, this will pop up and you will know exactly what to write in rather than signing their financial consent. You know all that part, so I'm not going to get into it. What I'm going to get into is the evolution to the current version. Originally, you had to write it in. Here's an example of that. Then we did stick and sign, so people wouldn't have to write it in. We gave out a wallet card. You asked to have the consent printed out, and then you put the sticker on and you signed it. They did not have to countersign it. The mere fact of treating you is acceptance of your offer of 2 times Medicare. The end game, what we call the AutoConsent, is we send the consent to the hospitals in advance, and this automates savings for every employee ER visit and emergency admission. Employees no longer have to do anything except show their card. We'll get to that in a second. The consent goes to whoever in the hospital you can find, and you cannot send it right to the emergency room because they don't allow themselves to be contacted. In this particular case, it's Pittsburgh. We list the account numbers. In this particular case, there were multiple groups. We show the consent, and then we ask to forward it to all the UPMC hospitals in Pittsburgh. And we say, if you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, we will assume this has been accepted and will be upheld for everyone covered under our group numbers. Thank you. Then, on the insurance card, we have a little QR code that is stuck on that says "See consent on file." If you hit the QR code, if the intake person hits the QR code, it will take them to the consent. The chances are they won't hit the QR code. Too bad for them. This is what they've agreed to. If they send the wrong bill, we fix it. Now, the savings from this are mind-blowing. Our previous record was 12,000 down to 674. It looks like we are going to surpass that very quickly with a 14,000 and change down to 500 and change. The reason, and in addition to the fact that ERs are raising their fees much faster than 2 times the Medicare is, and of course we're reference-based priced to Medicare, the reason is that we are catching more inappropriate upcoding. The consent very clearly says you have to code at the correct level. It's not like the world has gotten sicker in the last 18 years, but in fact the number of codes in the ER that are level 4 or level 5, meaning the highest codes, has basically doubled from 22% up to 43%. And by the way, this is 2021. We're seeing a lot more of these level 5s now for people who just walk in to the ER and then walk out. Needless to say, this gives you an amazing ROI because these ER visits and emergency admissions are very expensive if you don't tie them right to Medicare. The auto consent reduction in your total healthcare spend is measured in percentage points. Our fee is measured in hundredths of a percentage point before even taking into account the other savings from Quizify.